That is right, Metal Summoners. We are so stoked to have you guys, as always, rocking out with us in the middle of the week, kicking off your weekend right here, humping it up with all of the great conversations that myself and Angel get to have. We really appreciate your guys' continuous support, not just of what me and Angel do, and of course, our beloved Psycho Steve, who works behind the scenes, but more importantly, supporting the bands that we have on the show with everything that they're doing from their music, allowing to play it live, and getting out on the road to get everything new for you guys and keep rock and metal in the forefront. And so that's what we love to do. Those are the conversations we like to have. And that's how we're going to do it. So again, welcome back to your Island of Misfit Toys. Myself and Angel, we're going to have some fun because we got Changing Times with us right now. How are you guys all doing? Robert, Brian, Tony, thank you guys so much for giving us a little bit of time out of your evening, and welcome to the Metal Summit.
Awesome.
Doing great.
Really appreciate to be here.
Thanks for having us on.
Great to be here.
Awesome. No, an absolute pleasure for sure. I'm going to kick it right to you guys right off the bat to let all the fans know a little bit about you guys individually in the band and what you do in the band. So Tony, I'm going to kick it over to you. Please introduce yourself and what you do in Changing Times.
Well, I'm the guy that gets on stage and tries to look good. I just walk around. I'm actually a drummer.
We hiding.
But no, I play drums for the band. That's pretty much it as far as the musical end of it goes. I do write some lyrics too. But yeah, that's about it. Drums and lyrics.
Absolutely. Brian?
Well, I'm the bass player, sound engineer, recording, all that good stuff. So I not only play the bass, but I also do all of our recording, producing, and then everything but mastering. So by the time the album's done, I'm pretty much worn out. But a lot of fun. It's this has been a blast, and I can't wait to see what's next.
Absolutely. And of course, Robert.
Yeah, so I'm the newest member of the band. I've been with Changing Times just over a year. I play guitar. Timmy, who's not on the call yet, but he and I are the two co-guitar players. I also write riffs. I write music, and I do try to contribute some lyrics too. Though Tony does the majority of that, but I throw stuff in where I can. So grateful to be a part of the band.
No, absolutely. 100% for sure. And we really appreciate you guys hanging out with us for a little bit this evening. And talk a little bit about how 2025 treated you. We're getting towards the end of it. We're getting ready to start a brand new year. It's been a little bit over a year as well since Finish the Race came out. So how has it been overall for you guys when it came to this year?
I was really pleased with how well Finish the Race did. It got out there. The one song we had released as a single prior to, and then we put it on this album with a remix, actually reached number 2 on a station in Australia. So we're happy about that. We got in the top 10 in Denmark, and another song. There's a few other ones off of that, but we're more excited about the new album that we're releasing under Curtain Call Records and having gotten signed with them. I mean, the best thing that happened from Finish the Race was meeting John and Brian Gigi from Curtain Call and getting them in our corner. And I'll tell you what a phenomenal group and organization to work with. I mean, just good, heartfelt people. They care about their artists, and I can't say enough good things about them guys. And Gigi too.
Yeah, we've already released one of the singles off To the Well. We released that earlier this year. And just on the 31st, we released the second single off the new album, which is called Past to Present. And, it's Come Back to Me. So it's out streaming right now. It's seems to be doing very, very well. I think it should get out there pretty well. It's a really good song. Really got a commercial drive to it. So.
Absolutely, for sure. And Robert, how has it been for over the last, year for yourself, like getting involved in the guys and like chemistry and what was it also about their music and what they put together that also, was of value to you as something like, hey, I want to be a part of this?
Yeah, so the way I joined the band, actually, I didn't know about the band at the time. I was looking for a drummer, and I found some video of Tony on YouTube playing. I said, "Wow, this guy's really good," and his style is very much like what I'm into. So, I reached out to him on social media on Bandmix, which is like if anybody doesn't know, it's like a musician social networking site, and we started talking and. Yeah, he heard some of my guitar playing, and he said, "Hey, I have a band. We're looking for a guitar player." So up until that point, I didn't know that, but I found out, and I tried out for them, and they sent me some stuff to play over as an audition, and I sent them some of my stuff too, so they could get an idea of how I write, and it was a great fit. Their style and my style just kind of went together very very naturally, and they've been great with welcoming my creative contributions, music, lyrics, whatever. So it's been a great year so far. It's a little over a year.
Nice. No, absolutely, for sure. And we've always appreciated Curtain Call as well too. And I'm going to bring Angel in on this as well because he's probably got a little bit better of an answer to this than I am. But like Curtain Call has always been like so great for us. I'm not 100% sure how they found us. Like Angel will be able to attest to that, whether it was just through him and I's respective, just like just journalism and the stuff that we've done over the years. But they've actually always been very supportive of our show, and all I can assume is that the way that we treat their guests is something that they've always appreciated, and they love contacting Angel and the show to be like, hey, I've got another band for you guys, would love to touch base on your calendar and see when we can make it work. So, we always appreciate their, hospitality and trust in us, when it comes to their bands, to get introduced to bands like yourselves and get to talk about, everything that, gets you guys, really stoked about your music and getting it out there. Isn't that so, Angel?
Yeah, Brian is a work machine. And I'm not saying that because he's listening right now, but I'm saying that because I mean it. He's always hitting me up. Hey, when is the next date you have available? So much so that he's already like, hey, I need a date in January and February for some of the other acts. So he's a work machine. Really easy to work with because he always has bands ready to go, and so just really love the guy. So just Brian, thank you for all that you do, brother.
Absolutely, 100%. When it came to putting together the new album that you guys are releasing and starting off with the singles, what was it about To the Well that spoke to you guys and worked so well for your guys' thought process, chemistry wise, as the first single of that album? It's what Angel and I used on Instagram for your guys' guest announcement. That's the background music that we were using for that. But what was it about To the Well that you guys were like, this is an incredibly strong track and exactly how we want to start off this record to the public?
I'm not even sure what. I mean, other than it was probably it was kind of a joint venture with Curtain Call and us, and we talked over and over and over, and everyone kept saying, well, To the Well would probably be the first, the best one to go first. So a lot of it was driven by Curtain Call. They basically said, hey, I think this one would be the best one to start with. So that's kind of how it come about, more or less. But
sure,
we definitely all talked through it and decided, yeah, this is definitely the first one that we should release, and we knew what the second one was going to be already. So we kind of made that determination right off the bat. So.
I felt like To the Well was a good combination of heavy and melodic. That it kind of was a good representation of our sound.
Absolutely, for sure. When it comes to like, and that's actually a good like phrase to use, Robert, as well, is like, is that representation too? Because I feel like a little bit of like what makes a band themselves sometimes gets lost. And that also speaks to the trust that Curtain Call have in you guys, as well as the trust that you have in them, to understand that, like, hey, you know, you guys have a style, you have a sound, you have an execution, and what's the best way to put that out there, where especially, you know, back in the 90s, especially back in the 80s, a lot of those singles, a lot of those releases were always based on like a formula, on what like a record label felt was what was popular at the time to put something out, that not necessarily might have been what, you know, a band was necessarily about. So, I mean, I love the fact hearing that you guys had like a joint understanding and kind of relationship in the, you know, in the music that you guys were putting together, to be like, yeah, we collectively believe that this is the best representation for us, you know, starting out the gate for this record. And Angel, let's kick it over to you, my friend.
Say about the new record. Is there a release date for the new album?
Yeah, I believe it's let me look. The full album, I believe, is January. We had a release schedule set up, and I honestly don't remember which day in January it was going to be, but it seemed like it was mid-January or January 23rd. That'll be the full release of the full album. The plan is we released the second single October 31st, and then December we'll be releasing I think it was December the 5th, maybe. Crap, December 12th. We're going to release a third single, and then in January we'll release the full album with yet another single along with it, but it'll be the whole album at that point. You have to excuse me. I'm getting over a cold sinus infection, and I hate this time of year.
Nah, no worries, man.
Killer on sinuses.
Hey, January 23rd, I'm down for that. 3 days before my birthday. Happy birthday to me with some new music from you guys.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Party. I love a party.
Oh, yeah, dude. Absolutely. Still with you, Angel.
Would there be like a record release party or anything like that to celebrate the release?
John and Brian were talking about one. We haven't really put a schedule to it yet, but yeah, it's definitely something that I think that it would be a lot of fun, and definitely something I'd really look forward to doing. So yeah, I think they're going to plan on one.
I have an idea, and you could say no. I won't be hurt. I need to come out to Pittsburgh. So can I host it if it's okay?
Hey, I'd be up for that.
Yeah.
How about you, Tony?
You have to talk to Curtain Call, but I'd definitely be up for that too.
Oh no, I'm gonna hit up Brian. I'm gonna be like, Brian, please, I'll do anything. You can have a date every month next year. Don't call Eddie Trunk, damn it! Don't call him.
Oh, you better be careful there, Angel. You're going to get into that same trouble that Steve got into. If you've ever seen those, like, you know, those memes that come out around Halloween where it looks like a Spirit Halloween like costume bin bag, and it'll have like the person in it. And they did one. Somebody made one for Eddie Trunk, but it was called like washed up talk show host or something like that. You know, very like delicate, like not a big deal. And Steve's been in the game for a long time, and he shared that on his Facebook page, and it pissed off a bunch of rock stars. You know, because it was a bunch of like old school, like 80s rock star guys that know Eddie Trunk for like a long time and couldn't really take a joke because Steve wasn't being malicious about it. He was like, well, dude, it's funny.
But let's talk about changing times.
I agree.
Definitely want to talk about the new single, which, I mean, I just heard it and I'm like, just a little bit. I mean, what I like about it is that you can kind of hear different influences on it, especially a little bit of country in it. That's just my ears. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it kind of came from who originally wrote wrote the lyrics for it and wrote kind of the melody for it. She grew up singing in church and and listened to a lot of that kind of stuff. So it kind of had that vibe a little bit to it. So
I've always heard some Janis Joplin in there too. That's the vibe it gives me.
Yeah.
Also, like I said, I'm really just kind of digging it. Just because that song could have came out in the '90s, could have came out in 2000s, could have came out 10 years ago. Could have, it's coming out now like in 2025. So that's what I like about that song, that it could have come out anytime and just couldn't tell when it came out.
I shared the song with a friend of mine, and he said it sounded like a good road trip song. So,
Yep, especially driving 7 hours to Pittsburgh from Jersey.
Absolutely, for sure. But that's a long drive, Angel, to just be listening to one song. So why don't we have the guys talk to us a little bit about "Come Back to Me"?
There you go, Tony. Uh-oh, did he freeze?
I think Tony might be freezing up a little bit. I think his audio was cutting out too.
It's cold. Oh,
there he is. He's back.
I was gonna say Jay was just gonna blame the drummer like he blames me.
Yeah, it's more fun that way.
Tony, talk a little bit about "Come Back to Me." Come
back to me. Where are you? Hey, it's appropriate to say the song title now.
Uh-oh, his
I think
his audio isn't there.
So he's not
Tony is not exactly the most technologically advanced individual. Up until about 6 months ago, he was still using a flip phone. So,
hey, that's those drummers. I don't know what it is. Yeah, that's us.
That's because we're all tech wrecked.
Tony's very savvy about the business side of things, so he's we all have our area of expertise.
Yeah. This is not technology. But "Come Back to Me." I mean it when we first heard it and we started working on it, it really we thought, okay, yeah, we can definitely rock this up, make it sound a lot more, give it a lot more edge to it, because the original version was not that. And really trying to give it a drive and give it a commercial sound. And I think it really did that. I think it's definitely a really good commercial song. So I'm looking forward to see what happens with it and see how far it can actually go.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they had the basic demo of it written and recorded before I joined. So when I heard it, I thought, wow, this is a great song. I would want to listen to this. I'd want to be, just like my friend said, I'd want to be cruising down the road listening to this.
Absolutely. Is the new record going to be a full length album as well, or is it going to be more close to what is referred to as an EP?
It's 11 songs.
Oh, right on. Full length. Love it.
Yeah, and I think there's several songs on there. One which is definitely going to give people some. It gave us fits when we were writing it, because Tony wrote it while he was in the hospital, and he just kind of wrote out the drums and then started playing it, and I'm like, what the hell is this? but the song really did come together really well, and I love playing it at this point. We were all very, very concerned that, hey, are we even going to be able to pull this off live? And at this point, the last rehearsal, we ran through it, and it was like, wow, we could have played that right now. So, which, it's got a lot of offbeat drums in it that make it a little tricky, but it's called Blue Flowers, and it is a blast of a song.
That's awesome. Is that something you guys try to be cognizant about in your writing, is whether or not it will translate live. You know, of course, not every song in a band's, you know, catalog is going to fit in one set. But is that something that you do try to keep in mind in general, is whether or not a song will be able to be played live?
I don't know that it's I mean, you always think about it as you're actually writing, and I obviously didn't think very well when I was writing my bass lines, and then also writing my harmonies, and so I started practicing, and I'm like, what the hell was I thinking there? Why am I doing this and trying to sing a melody that's so sometimes, yeah, and other times, it's in the back of the mind, but it's not. We probably ought to think a little bit harder on it when we're writing those type of things.
No, absolutely, for sure. So we do have you guys, we know, on a little bit of a time frame today, and we are getting towards that time. So first and foremost, the thing that Angel and I want to do is we want to invite you guys back as soon as all the schedules can align, to give you guys a full, you know, conversation where we can really do a deep dive into everything. We definitely wanted to make sure that we concentrated on the current singles as well as the new album that will be coming out. But before I kick it back up to Angel as well, let everybody know, first and foremost, of course, where Changing Times can be found as for your guys' information, tour dates, and of course, any and all music.
That'd definitely be changingtimes.com, and it's changingtymz.com. And we have links there for virtually every streaming that you would ever want. Mainly so because some people don't use Spotify, some people don't use, you know, one or the other. So we've got them all listed there, as well as links to all the YouTube videos. And we've got a crap ton of videos on YouTube. Everything's available on iTunes for sale. So whether it's, you know, our original EP or the last album, Finish the Race, and the two new singles are available for streaming as well as purchase on iTunes. So
nice. Outside of seeing the band live and going to a show, are physical copies of the records as well as like merch available on your website?
I believe we've got the. I don't know if we've got the pre-sale set up for the new album yet. You can purchase all the older stuff there, and there's merchandise as well that can be purchased. You know, T-shirts and hats and all that good stuff. We really appreciate any sales of that. So.
Oh no, of course, absolutely. Angel, let me kick it to you for finals.
Man, just want to say, I mean, can't wait to see you guys in January. Hopefully, just a record release thing, just to kind of hear the album live and actually definitely get the album and get some merch for Jay, because I know he's gonna be like, dude, don't forget my shirt.
Yeah, we'd definitely love to come back on.
Oh, absolutely. We look forward to it.
When.
Definitely. No, we 100% will, for sure. Metal Summoners, Changing Times fans, we really appreciate you guys. We know that this one was a shorty tonight, but don't worry, because we are absolutely going to have the guys back on. They're always more than welcome, and we look forward to showing them all the support that we can for the new singles, the current singles, and the upcoming record. So please make sure that you're checking out changingtimes.com, their website. Shop for any and all merch that you guys are able to get to allow them, you know, to build up to the release and get out there and assist in any playing shows, and make sure you're following them on all of their socials. When it comes to Angel, make sure that you guys are following him at Angel Alamo 78 on Instagram. He can also be found on Facebook as well. Our beloved Psycho Steve can be found at The Real Psycho Steve on Instagram. He also has PsychoStevePresents.com. I myself can be found at Instagram under Salem.Vampire. I can also be found under that moniker as well on Facebook as well. Anything final from yourself, Angel?
No, just can't wait to see. Just cannot wait to hear the new record in January.
Absolutely, 100%. Changing Times, we can't appreciate you guys more for giving us a little bit of time this evening. We can't wait to have you guys back on. Congratulations on the two singles, and congratulations on the upcoming third and the record release. We can't wait to hear it, and we can't wait to talk again soon.
Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
thanks so much for
Our pleasure, Brian, Tony, Robert. Thank you guys so much. Reach out anytime, and we can't wait to talk to you again. You guys have yourselves an absolutely wonderful evening.
Cheers.